Hello students, I am Akshat Sanghvi and today we will learn about a topic of physics which is light. So my dear students, what is light? Light is a form of energy due to which we are able to see different objects and we are able to see all the things. Means how can we see each other? What makes us unable to see this whiteboard or the something written on this whiteboard? How we are able to see this? This is all because of a form of energy which is known as light. Now, what is it is a form of energy. Now there are various phenomena of this form of energy, this light, which makes the objects visible, which makes us to see the different colors of the object, the different objects, the different human beings and all the things. Means how? So the very first phenomenon, and today there are basically three phenomenons of the light. First one is reflection, another one is refraction, and the third phenomenon is dispersion. These are the basic three phenomena of light. But in today's class, we will read about reflection. What is reflection? So reflection of light is that means when a light, see how we are able to see this object, something is emitting from it or something is reflecting to it. That's why we are able to see it. And what is the color of that object? That's why we are able to see. So how is it? And we all have experienced something in our day-to-day life that when we get ready in front of a mirror, we are seeing ourselves in the mirror. So what makes this possible? Or we can say that when sunlight falls on the mirror of a vehicle or the side mirror of it reflects. So what makes this all things possible? This is because of a phenomenon of reflection of light. Means what is the definition of this phenomenon of reflection of this phenomenon of light? That is reflection, that when a light falls on any shining surface, it get reflect back in the same medium. When a light falls on any shining surface, it gets reflected back in the same medium. Just see with an example. Suppose here we are having a plane mirror whose one side is polished. What is this surface? This is A and this B. This AB is our plane mirror. Here we are taking an example of plane mirror, or it can be any shining surface. So when a light ray travels or falls on this object, it gets reflected back in the same medium. So this PQ is our incident light, means which falls on this plane mirror, and this QR is reflected light which gets reflects from this plane mirror. It is our incident light, or we can say incident ray, light or ray which comes from the object to the mirror. And here we will get the light which the ray which we get after reflection is known as reflected ray. What is known as reflected ray. And there is one more thing which is known as normal. This QS is a normal. Normal means a line which makes an angle of 90 degree with the surface, with our reflecting surface. This is known as a normal. So, is it understood that what is reflection? Reflection is the phenomenon of light through which, when a light travels or falls on a shining surface, it gets reflected back in the same medium. Clear? So now we can take, there are some laws of reflection, means this phenomenon has some laws. What are these laws? So before proceeding to these laws, we will learn about some basic phenomena. See, first we have read about incident ray. What is the incident ray? That when a light travels from object to the surface or to the shining surface, this is known as incident ray. What is reflected ray? When the light or the ray after the ray which travels after reflecting from the shining surface is known as the reflected ray. And now there are some angles also. What are the angles? First of all, this is angle of incidence. What is this I? It is angle of incidence. Yes, angle of incidence means the angle between the incident ray and the normal is known as angle of incidence, and the angle between reflected ray and normal is known as angle of reflection. Is it clear? What is angle of incidence? The angle between incident ray and the normal. And what is angle of reflection? The angle between normal and reflected ray is known as angle of reflection. So now there are some laws which governs this reflection, this phenomenon of reflection. So there are the two simple and the basic rules of this reflection. What are they? The very first rule, listen carefully. The very first rule is all these three rays, that is the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal, all lies in the same plane at the point of incidence. Means at this point Q, all these three rays will lies in the same plane. Now next, that is the first law. Second law is that as we are having here two angles, angle of incidence and angle of reflection. So the very second law of reflection is what? It is that the angle of incidence is always equals to the angle of reflection. What is the second law? That the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. Is it clear to all of you? So now what are the things that how this phenomenon works? We see objects, we have learned about the reflection, that what is reflection, but how this makes the things visible, what are the things. And as we see ourselves in the mirror when we get ready in the morning, that we apply cream on our face, we apply powder on our face, we comb our hairs. So for all this we used to see ourselves in the mirror, that how we are looking, is we are looking perfect or good or not. And so what is this, how it's possible? Next, when we see ourselves in a plane mirror, we just able to see that our right side become left and left side become right. So how is it possible? What is this? So now we will learn about reflection through a plane mirror or a plane surface, that what are the properties of that. And before proceeding for that, we just learn about a thing, that is image. So basically there are two types of image. One is real image and another one is virtual image. So what is the difference between real image and virtual image? Real image is the image which forms with the actual intersection of reflected rays. Means, all in simple language we can say that the image which can be obtained on the screen is known as real image. And virtual image is what? Virtual. See, virtual means imaginary, which is not real. Means the image which cannot be obtained on the screen is known as virtual image, or the image which is formed by, which is not formed by the actual intersection of reflected rays. Means the image which is formed by extending the reflected rays in opposite direction, that is known as virtual image. Just for now, remember the simple things, that the real image is the image which is formed on the screen. Virtual image is the image which cannot be found on the screen. Because when we go further, you will be able to clear this thing easily. So now, first of all, we will learn about reflection through a plane mirror, that how a plane mirror works and how we can see ourselves in a plane mirror. Suppose this P Q is our, what is this? It's a plane mirror, and here we are having A, B as our object. This AB is our object. So now, when a light ray travels from this A point and falls on this mirror, this is our incident ray which falls on this mirror. So after reflection, what will happen? As we have learned the laws that angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection, and normal is perpendicular to this surface. So here we are having, on this line only we are having the normal. This is perpendicular, so normal will also be this line or perpendicular line at the point of incidence. So angle of here angle of incidence is 0. That's why angle of reflection will also be 0. It will get reflected back in the same line or same direction. Similarly, when a light ray travels from B point and falls normally on this surface, it will also get reflected in the same way. But when a light ray travels from A and falls here, it will get reflected back with making the, when a light ray travels from A and falls at this point, here this line will behave like a normal and it will form an angle of incidence. So with same angle of reflection, it will get reflect back. So when light travels here, it will get reflect back in this way. So now how will the image will form? See, here this ray is going this side, here it is going this side, and here it is going in this direction. So there will be a no actual intersection of these lights. So how will they interact? And as we all know that we will see our image in the behind of the mirror. So how is it possible that when we extend these light rays behind this mirror, we will see an intersection where we will get an virtual image of our object A, B. What we will get? We will get an virtual image of our object A, B. We can write name as that A dash, B dash. This A dash, B dash will be our image. Now there are some more terminologies, that is the distance between the object and the reflecting surface is known as object distance, denoted by U. What is U? Is our object distance, and V. What is V? It's our distance between image and object. Image and mirror, which is known as image distance. The distance between object and mirror is known as object distance, denoted by small u. The distance between image and mirror is known as image distance, denoted by small v. So now students, we will go through the various properties of this image formation through plane mirror. See, first of all, what is this? As it's forming by the extended intersection of the reflected rays. So it is known as a virtual image. What is the first property? That the image formed by a plane mirror is virtual image. Second, what is the second property? Just see, when we stand in front of a plane mirror, do we see our image somewhat higher than us or somewhat smaller than us, or of different shape? No. So what is we see it as a same. So what is the second property of the object? That what is the second property or the second thing of the image? That the size of the image will be same as the size of the object. Means if the object is of 2 centimeter, then the image will also be of 2 centimeter. Means what we can say that the height of the object, or we can say the size of the object, is equals to the size of the image. What is this H? It is size, or we can say height of object, and H dash is size of image, and these both will be equal in case of a plane mirror. Now the third property. What is the third property? That the image distance will always be equal to the object distance. What is the third property of the reflection through a plane mirror? That the image distance V is always equals to the object distance U. So what are the three properties? That first one is the image formed by a plane mirror is an virtual image. Second, the size of the object is equals to the size of the image, or we can say that the image formed is of same size and shape as of object. Third property is the image distance is equals to the object distance, and but there is a one thing which is known as fourth property, or we can say a phenomenon, that is lateral inversion. What is the fourth property? That is of lateral inversion. What does this mean? See, before also in the starting I had told that when an image from a plane mirror we see, when we stand in front of a plane mirror, we say our right portion in the left and left portion becomes right. So that is known as lateral inversion. Means the image formed by a plane mirror is laterally inverted image. What is lateral inversion? That the right portion becomes left and the left portion becomes right. This is known as lateral inversion. Is it clear to all of you? So students, today we will finish our class till now. After classes or in other lectures we will learn about more about this reflection through different types of mirrors. That's all. Thank you.